G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you've been following me for a while now, you would have seen this tree before. It's a Trident maple. It's quite a nice big base Trident maple. We've done some repotting on this, we've done some wiring on this. I've done a few videos on it, and now it's winter here, early winter, and I just want to talk through some of the things that I tried to do with this tree over spring, summer, autumn, the growing season I should say. And what the results are. Now, if you go back to, I'll probably try and link the videos in from previously when I worked on this tree and tried to explain some of the defects I'm trying to eliminate out of this tree. It's a lovely twin trunk. It's got a nice little small trunk here, it's got a main trunk here, but it's forming that triangle form, which I'm not a huge fan of for deciduous trees. And I'm trying to remedy that, I'm trying to fix that. So you can see probably a couple of big long branches in here that I've grown out. There's this real problem branch here, it's quite fat and short and stubby. Now I've got two nice long branches growing from that spot. Now if you think about it, if I can wire, I'll eventually be able to wire these out and form some nice initial branches into this area. And then that's good, that'll help eliminate this short stubby branch in here. So I can form another nice big branch out here, creating more depth or more volume in the tree, try and make this a deciduous tree. I don't want it to go like a triangle like that. See how it's going up? I don't want it to come naturally down. So it's going up a little bit, and I'm going to go make it come down in a nice curving way. I'll let it sit in here somewhere. I'm going to probably use both branches, one a bit lower than the other, just to give you that different layers, because I really want to fix this triangular look in this tree. And that's what I'm working on. So this is that first branch here. I'll try and twist it, but it's this stubby one in here. Then just behind it I've got this ugly one here as well. It's a kind of annoying branch, but what it's done is put out this huge shoot in here that could be interesting, could be really good, could be good use to create another kind of trunk or something like that in this area. I'm not 100% sure about keeping this one. I just wanted to, because there needs to be something happening in here to balance that, because it feels like this has got a nice little small bit, but then this side of the tree is lacking something to create a deciduous looking tree. Deciduous tree shouldn't be like a pine shape, and I think this is was in a pine shape. Now I'm trying to eliminate that pine shape. So I don't know, will I keep this? Well, I'm not, because what's happening just behind it is some nice thinner branches that have also started to develop quite well, and you can see that they would form nice sub branches in here and create more of a fuller look in here, and I'll create that nice deciduous looking fan shape with that. There's a bit of missing elements in here, which is unfortunate, but maybe that's why this could be used somehow. Maybe these could be developed a bit stronger. There's a lot of back branching, a lot. So that's the only thing. It's all in the back, which is kind of unfortunate. Would have been nice to have it in here. Would have been really nice to fill in that gap. So I might have to do a bit of trimming back in this area and encourage the growth a bit more towards that way, because this is really heavy depth now. Too far, too deep. I like some of these ones, which create a bit of the height and fan shape around here, but these don't have to be as long. So because it's early winter, I can go and trim my tridents. Just trim them nicely and back. They won't bleed at this time of year. I haven't had them bleed at this time of year, so that's good. So I can go do some trimming work. Yeah, but what I want to show, that experiment has kind of worked with this, and I will start to develop this side of the tree over the coming next growing season, and really start to work on some of these branches. I'm just going to put some main wire on a couple of these, just to give the shape I want the branches to go into, so I can do the wiring as well today. There's a couple here things like this crossing with a trunk branch. I might want to get rid of these because these have developed now really well. There's a funny thing happened here. There's a nice little, see how low this branch is? There was a wound that was cut out here and it's formed on another branch. I mean, do we keep it? Possibly, I'm not sure. Maybe it goes in the back somewhere, maybe it won't, but we'll just cut it off. Maybe I'll just leave it to heal up this wound. You know, a lot of this area is done really well and starting to really fill out that area, making it another. I want to really get a nice big full tree in here kind of thing, and then have a big tree in here, and I want to try and combat that with a medium sized one over here. So I think now you're starting to see how you can plan out the execution of changing the tree shape slowly, but put the work in and get it moving. Just going to do some, as I said, I'm just going to do some elimination of certain areas. I'm going to wire a couple. I'm going to wire these out. I'm going to wire some of these out, trim some of these back, but it's pretty much like trimming. You don't go nuts on it. I don't go heavy cutting off major trunks at the moment. All I do is trim back. So some of this area at the back, I'll just come in with my scissors, and come back right back to a node somewhere much closer in. You'll see some of the internodes are quite long. I don't know how that comes up in camera. But that's a really long bare bit which you'll never get a bud on. So I'll cut back here, and there's a bud just before it. So I'll just go around doing that all the way through, trying to eliminate. So in the back area, I'll just start to reduce that quite significantly. I could go even more, actually. These areas I want to see if I can probably wire them and get them into shape a bit better to try and add to this area in here. So might leave them for now, but that's what I'll do. I'll go back and trim some of the areas that I've just gone a bit too out of shape. The top needs a bit of a trim as well, but that's just a bit of a haircut. Not necessarily just don't go like this, but go back to nodes, find the nodes and cut them back to. Some bits have gone a bit too wonky or crazy. Some of these areas, cut back to the nodes. You want short internodes as well. Internodes is just the distance between the next bud. So with this one, it's pretty long. I'm going to really cut that back. It needs to be cut back. So I'll just cut it back to here and I'll show you what I mean. So internodes. Let me see if I got the camera so you can see it. Let's have a look. So internodes are the distance from buds to the next bud. Can you guys see that? Hang on, there we go. So the distance between buds and buds. See how that's a bit shorter than that, and that's a huge one. You want to get really short, close ones, even closer than that bud, those two. So that's what internodes are. It's the distance between the buds. And you want to get really short ones. You want to get really short internodes. So things like that. So that's the plan. I'll give it a quick trim up. I'll try and put the wire in some of these areas so you can actually start to see a bit more what the tree's going to look like in the future. Alright guys, thanks for bearing with me. Hope you find this interesting, and I'll come back and show you the result. Alright, so what I've done is I've done some basic wiring of some main branches. Now you can see, probably can see these two have been wired, separated them a bit, and then I've wired them with that loop down and coming down, the loop up, coming down. Now I did leave that heavy branch that was in the back for now. I want to push it, we're trying to position it in here, maybe it'll grow something in here and fill in this gap over here. So I've left him for now, he's out of the way. I'll show you show you front on, I'm inside on, how they're positioned and whereabouts they are. So it tends to come into here, into this area. So I'll keep going. So you see it's in this area where the other two are more to the front, which is what I want to try and achieve. I've also wired these guys up here as well, more in an upwards direction, trying to give you that look, really fill in this area, reduce the depth of this. This one has to actually be trimmed back as well. Missed it. Let's go trim it back to a little bud. Trim that a little bit. So that's that. So they're all wired up to fill in this gap in here, to try and give it some of that fullness that I need in that area. So, and you can see the direction I wired them up. I wired them upwards, not flat, which is a lot of this area in here, which is unfortunate, but we'll have to work on that as the time goes on. All right, let's get all these structural ones done in here. So now I'm hoping you can see the potential of this area in here to really expand out this tree and really try and build up a nicer, bigger canopy area in here. That's the goal there. And I'm just going to be careful. And I've wired in here as well some of the structural branches. I won't spin it too much because this branch is banging a lot, but I've wired some of those branches out upwards there, and I've tried to bring this one forward more so I can create that little bit of an apex around there. So that just needs more time to develop as well. But all in all, I removed the little side couple ones that are crossing the trunk in here, but that's not too important. A couple of small structural ones at the top I've moved around a bit, so they're a bit too far to the back, so I've just moved them around, but you can see the direction is like that way because I want to get the fan shape happening. yeah, I think now we've set the structure into a more deciduous tree. Really now, hopefully you can see what I was trying to do with those growing those branches on, and trying to create something in here to create a nice big fuller tree in here, in this area. Have the main tree and then have a smaller tree there. So that's the goal, and it's good to see these project trees develop. It's important to have project trees and a plan for a tree, especially when you want to try and change it up, which I'm trying to do with this. And I'm hoping this coming growing season, this really starts to fill out and gets really strong. I'll feed this tree pretty heavily to get that growth. I'll try and keep this nice and trimmed up. Don't let too much energy go into here. Get the energy going into there. Get the energy going into there, and really develop the sides more. So it's almost like a 3 main area tree. And it should come up alright. I mean, this was pretty quick. This is only one season, growing all these long branches, which is good. It means the tree is nice and healthy and strong. So I don't see this going to take too long to develop in this area here. But it needs to happen. Like, it needs to have this extra fullness in here. I think have the canopy, the top, and have that small one. So I just wired this little one out of the way because I think it was distracting. Just let it be. Let's see if it can grow a little bit more to heal that wound at the back. But that's about it. So this now goes back on the benches, and we're done with this tree. Sorry for the yawn. Repotting, I think usually Tridents I need to repot every year, so I'll probably have to repot this one as well. I'll just probably get a bit careful with not bumping the branches too much because I've wired them. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of a tutorial, I guess, and the way I deal with trying to change the design of a deciduous tree and trying to get away from the triangular look of a tree. But I think it's coming well. The project's coming along well. So see you guys next time. Bye.